Ramaphosa. This should not make you feel better, but I understand that somehow people appreciate what is done in other countries more than when it's done in our own country, okay? For some reason. It's okay when South Africa does it, but when we do it, it's apparently very, very bad. Or it's okay when Botswana does it, but when we do it, it's very, very bad. So I'm not praising South Africa unduly, but it's exactly the same process that elected Nelson Mandela, Thabo Mbeki, and Cyril Ramaphosa. It's what they are implementing in South Africa, and it's what is being used in Botswana. And I've never heard anybody in Botswana or South Africa say, "Oh, I feel, I have been unduly deprived of my democratic rights." They're quite happy with it. People also forget the proponents of one party, one man, one vote. Forget that democracy is a bit more subtle than that. If you look at what happened in the United States, and in the election of Al Gore and George Bush Jr., George Bush Jr. lost the popular vote, as people well remember, but he lost the election. So clearly in America, the popular vote does not guarantee you the presidency, does it? The same thing that happened under Donald Trump. Donald Trump lost to Hillary Clinton in total number of votes cast, but he came out in his first term, and I think the second term. I would have to check that. So, and no American feels as if they are being deprived. They pride themselves on being the most democratic country in the world, but your votes in America are filtered through the electoral system. So I can point to so many examples. No person in the United Kingdom has ever voted for a prime minister, ever, except in their own constituency, where the prime minister might be standing as an MP. The prime ministers in the United Kingdom, as you know well, are chosen by the parties. Right? You vote for the party, and the party itself chooses its leader, not the British people, right? And the British people pride themselves on being in the most democratic, one of the most democratic countries in the world. So it's easy to conflate issues. South African people are happy with the system that we are adopting, of MPs choosing the president. The Botswanian people are happy with that system. In the United States, as I pointed out, they don't have, the winner of the most votes is not always the president. And is not the president right now. Yeah? In the United Kingdom, the British people do not vote directly for the prime minister. It's a small cabal. The party itself, yeah, the Labour Party voted for Sir Keir Starmer. And before him, it was the Conservative Party that put David Cameron and so on. No British person has ever voted for their own prime minister. That's not how it works. So democracy works according to different systems, and as long as the system is according to the will of the people, and the results are known that this is how the system works, before the next election. You don't want to change the system in the middle or prior, close to the election. But as long as the system is clear, because remember what we're doing, at the end of the day, is representative democracy. There is no such thing as pure democracy. Pure democracy would mean every Zimbabwean citizen voting on every issue that comes up. Okay? Yeah? So we would have continuous referendums on the finance bill. Yeah, on the finance bill, everybody should vote. That is pure. That is pure. Where every Zimbabwean votes on every single issue. Of course, it's impractical, which is why we don't have it. But that's the ideal. Why don't we do that? Because we can see that's impractical for every citizen to vote on every single issue that comes up. You just spend your whole lifetime voting. And that is why we have representative democracy, where you elect members of parliament to stand in for you, and they are permanently there to stand in and hopefully represent your interest in the interim of the 5-year period. Otherwise, you simply have chaos. It's not possible to have it. No country has it, but we try to approximate as closely as we can and to implement representative democracy, which is what we have in Zimbabwe, and I think it's what we have throughout the world. Did I answer your question?
Kept 3 stands or stipulations or, on the election of the president is the ultra various principle of one man, one vote, on which the whole liberation was predicated on. What is your view?
My view, I think I've just addressed that a little bit. My view is we have representative democracy throughout the world. Yeah? No system of democracy is perfect. And I've pointed out to you instances where the American president lost the popular vote and is still president today. He lost it in this current term. He lost it in the previous term. Clearly, America does not have one man, one vote, right? And they pride themselves on being the most democratic country in the world. Clearly, Britain does not have one man, one vote. And they also boast of the health and vibrancy of their democracy. They don't have one man, one vote because they use the constituency system. If you understand the electoral system, what it means is that a lot of votes go to waste, right? Let me give you an example. Let's say you've got a state like California, right? California might have 10 million votes, right? If you win 5,000,001 votes, you take all the votes for California, right? So even if you win 8 million votes in California, these other 3 are now useless. The ones between 5 and 8 are disregarded. That's the American electoral system. Do you understand what I'm saying? So those votes are disregarded. Otherwise, Hillary Clinton would have beaten Donald Trump, right? If they had had one man, one vote in the United States, Hillary Clinton would have been president. And if they had had one man, one vote, I think Kamala Harris would have been president, because Donald Trump repeatedly lost the popular vote, which is what you're talking about, one man, one vote, right? And I'm saying the same thing. In South Africa, this is the system that elected Nelson Mandela, that we are now adopting. Yeah? No South African has ever complained to me or in the press that their system was oppressive and undemocratic. I haven't heard that. They have been perfectly happy with the system we are now adopting. They've been perfectly happy. Botswana, that's exactly the system, and the Botswanians claim to be quite happy with the system that we are now adopting. So when South Africa does it, it's good. When Botswana does it, it's good. When America does it, it's ball. When the UK does it, excellent. When we do it, no, this is this is so unfair. So what my point was that, you know, there are different ways to elect presidents, or different ways, and these are the various ways. And as long as you agree on the system beforehand and know what you're going into, I think all of these systems have their advantages and disadvantages, but none of these systems have one man, one vote. And my belief is that really one man, one vote was a slogan. It was a motto, a way of because what we wanted, the issue was applying to why are Black or Africans not being able to vote. I think that was actually the complaint, that we are not allowed to vote at all. That in order to drink alcohol, you get a license. Before 1980, you were not allowed to drink whiskey or alcohol. No, you had to apply to the government, and because to be seen as a proper and fit person. Are you educated enough to drink to drink alcohol? Because of course the Rhodesians, the oppressors, were concerned. Are you going to be able to come to work? The labor force. We need you to come to work in the morning, and so we give you